Hello everybody, it's Bubba Rob. How's it going this fine day? It's actually Canada Day, so happy Canada Day to all us Canadians. I'm sorry when the video is released I'm going to be a day late and $1 short. That's kind of funny, but I know I kind of beat to my own drum a little bit, you know. I don't follow any rules, which I guess I should be trying to be a stoic, right? But anyways, that's just sort of what happens here. That's the way I am. So be it. Anyways, what I want to talk about today is actually responsibility. And the reason I want to talk about it, you know, it's actually, I don't think a lot of it actually takes place in today's society as it should. I was talking to my friend Jeff this morning about it and how a lot of people are just wanting everything handed to them on the silver platter and always complaining about what's broken and what is wrong. And yet, when you do that, you really don't take any responsibility for your own actions. I was talking to another friend of mine quite a few months ago. He was really upset with situation and his life situation, paying too much taxes, he doesn't have any savings, and he was complaining about immigration policies and what's going on. And the thing that I found kind of funny about it is the person that was doing the complaining actually identifies as First Nations, and yet he was complaining about ethnic minorities. I hope that doesn't offend anybody, but I kind of have a hard time with that. So when he was talking to me about what he was upset about, I listened and I listened and I listened. And he asked me what I thought, and I said, well, I can tell you what I think. I said, you're not going to like it. He said, what is it? Everybody in Canada, whether we'd like to think so or not, actually operates within the same rules and confines what we're permitted and permitted not to do, whether that's through legalities or your tax situation or tax rules and business rules and all sorts of stuff, right? Like we all have to operate under the same rules. Now, with not getting into socioeconomic status or anything like that, or where we start from, but regardless, we still operate in the same rules. And ultimately, we all have the same responsibilities and the abilities to do what we can within that system. So I know myself at this stage of my life, I wished I would have been a lot better prepared, but circumstances prevented it. But I've accepted the responsibilities of where I'm at. So I don't begrudge anybody for moving ahead, because there's obviously some people that were far more intelligent and harder working that works within the system to be in a better spot. That's about it. It's about taking responsibility for yourself, right? I don't know how you could focus on moving forward if all you do is complain about things you can't control. You can control your attitude and your behavior and what you are willing to look up and what you're allowed to do within the system to move ahead. So I don't buy it as an excuse or to feel sorry for myself to be Canadian, because no matter how broken people may think the medical system is, we still have a medical system. We still have a welfare system. We still have an EI system. We generally take care of ourselves for the most part, but it's slowly eroding. And it's all because of negativity. It's all because of what is broken and what is wrong. But yet people aren't taking responsibility for not doing what they need to do. Not taking advantages of what's in place. There's plenty of people in Canada that have done quite well and have come from nothing. That's just the way it is. You can't sugarcoat it. You can't feel sorry for yourself. You shouldn't be grudging other people for having some success in their lives. And on the other hand, you shouldn't be feeling sorry for yourself for not. Nobody has held a gun to your head when you've made your choices in life, whether you move forward or not. It's just like in business, you can either do business the smart way and do your homework before you make a choice and make a decision and make a move, or you just don't pay attention and think you know it all and do something that costs you money. Doesn't make sense. I've had to learn the hard way myself. That's all I know. That's all I can say, right? It's we do you really need a handout? Why don't you give yourself a handout? I notice things are tough, and it bothers me when I see people are retired or out there doing skip the dishes or collecting pop bottles out of the garbage cans. But it shouldn't bother me, because they're doing what they have to do to work to provide under today's socio-economic times. I really am envious of them to be able to dig deep and go and do that and do what they have to do to pay their bills. It's all about taking responsibility. It's all about taking responsibility, your actions, your spending, whether or not you've paid attention to the debt you've accumulated, right? I have a rule right now. Somebody goes by with tunes going. I hope that doesn't trigger YouTube. Who cares? I don't make any money anyways. But yeah, take some responsibility. Take responsibility for your actions. Oh yeah, I was talking about debt. I have one rule now, and it's helped me out a lot. I don't buy anything if I can't pay cash for it. That's it. Never again. Never again in my life will I have a credit card or a line of credit. I don't need it. If I need one to get a hotel room, I'll sleep in my car. I will not pay the man for that. That extra money deserves to go into your tax-free savings account. A little bit here, a little bit there, right? Take some responsibility for what you've done. Don't feel sorry for yourself and move on. Okay? Anyways, I love you all. I hope you're all having a great day. Hope that's a bit of encouragement. And the most important thing, remember, is to be kind. Be kind to yourself and take some responsibility for what's happened in your life and move on. Just let it go. Okay then. Bye-bye.